Typically, when I think about a warrior's prayer, I think about this kind of analogy. Please provide for me. Please give me. Kind of like a child would do. The child-parent relationship that we think of in a lot of cases. Well, God is our Father. Okay, I'm the child, so Father, please provide for me in this way. And that's not a bad thing. It may be a little bit of a less mature way of seeing, though, our relationship with God. If we start to think of ourselves of, hey, if I were an adult here, how would an adult think about this relationship? And I think about the relationship I have like with my kids. I had a discussion with my daughter not long ago of, hey, you're an adult now. You're in charge of your life. This is your responsibility. How you survive and how you thrive in life. That's up to you. But as adults, we're not expected to be able to do it all by ourselves. And that's part of, I think, healthy adulthood, is to recognize that, hey, I have limits to what I'm going to be able to accomplish. As an adult, I may need other resources. But as an adult, I can bring all of my resources and utilize all those resources and then seek for help, to kind of upgrade those resources or, have other people come in and help with those resources. So when you start to think about this warrior's prayer from the standpoint of like a child versus an adult, kind of think of it that way. And I can think of it as, okay, what resources, if I desire something, if I have a desired result, what resources do I already have available to get that result? I can bring those resources to God, and I can do something really, really powerful. I can ask God if He could upgrade those for me. You think about the story of the loaves and the fishes. This is a perfect example. In that story, the Savior said to His disciples, hey, feed the people. And they looked around and they were like, well, how are we going to do that? And he just asked one simple question. He said, well, what do you have? And it could have been really easy for them to say, we don't have anything, because all they had was 5 loaves and 2 fishes. So they could have looked at that and gone, well, that's ridiculous. That's not enough to even bring up as a resource that we have. But instead, they brought that resource. They brought all of it. And they essentially, He said, hey, bring it to me. And they did. And as they brought that resource to Him and said, hey, could you upgrade this resource? He then asked them to go start feeding everyone. He divided up the food. He blessed it, divided up the food. And as they utilized what they had, the resource that they had, He multiplied it. He upgraded it to the point that not only was there not enough, but there was more than enough, 12 baskets overflowing. Another example of this would be the brother of Jared in the book of Ether, where God had said to him, hey, what would you have me do to light your boats as you cross the sea? And the brother of Jared looked around and he's like, okay, what do I have? Well, I have these stones. I have molten these stones out of the rock. And he brought that back to God and he said, well, what I have are these stones. Could you upgrade these stones by touching them with your finger so that they could give us light? And I think that this is a really powerful way to think about the warrior's prayer, because now it's not just either all up to God when we're that little child-parent relationship or all up to us when we're in the adult relationship. It's this combined of, hey, I'm responsible for my life, but I can take the resources I have, bring them to God, and ask Him, hey, I brought everything I can. Can you upgrade this and make it enough for me? And that can be a really powerful way of seeing our prayers.